Yo, what's up? This is DJ Schoeny of All Gold, and you're watching BPM Supreme TV. I was in the Bay Area from, I don't know what year it was, but I left the Bay Area when I was 7, so it was more of like growing up, and then me and my family went east, like an hour. So all I had was the radio. So I listened to all the Bay Area stations, and basically I listened to it like late night on the radio, like all the DJ mixes. Like I think they called it like, it was like Club 909 or something. It'd be like 10 p.m. and I was a kid, so I'd be in my room like sleeping with my headphones on, you know, listening to the stereo, like trying to hear all the new like hot music. And that was my like, you know, we all have the internet now, so you just like browse music. But, you know, being so far away from the Bay Area, when I was older, I had to get on those radio stations, listen, hear what's hot, you know. So, and of course they play a lot of Bay Area hip hop, so that's always been, you know, an influence to me. And I mean, hip hop in general, you know, like hip hop's like, you know, it's like stock, man. It goes up and down throughout the years. So I feel like it's coming back, and that's good for, you know, that's good for a lot of DJs, because, you know, a world without hip hop is a sad world. It's influenced a lot, you know, like you can tell in my sets. I don't think I ever do a set or a mix where it's like 100% house. I mean, maybe every once in a while, but I always try to, you know, influence my mixes with that hip hop taste. What inspired me to start DJing? I had a couple friends when I was like really small, like elementary school. My neighbors, they would always have these crazy parties in their garage, like just straight up garage, like garage parties. And I always used to walk by, like we ride my bike, and be like, man, I wonder what's going on there. Like music's so loud, and it's like music I've never heard before. So I kind of made friends with them, and would just hang out, and we'd either like play in the backyard, ride bikes, or, you know, do whatever. And then I ended up like peeking my head in and like seeing what's going on in the garage, and they're like partying. And then I met the guys in the garage, and they're just like, you know, just young kids like trying to DJ. I think their dad owned like a radio station. So I come in there and say what's up, and I was just watching, and I watched for months. And then like one month I asked like, hey, can I try it out? You know, can I get on? Of course I didn't know what I was doing, but it was just cool to like touch it and be like, oh shit, like this is, you know, a turntable, like records. And I was introduced to that. I don't know how old I was young, but back then you don't even think like, oh man, like DJ, you're just like turntables, like vinyl, like what is this? Like this is cool. Like my parents have this, but this is like some next level stuff, you know? So that, I guess that was like the basis of it. That just kind of put the seed in my mind. And then it was like years after that. I mean, I graduated high school, and I was just still just messing around with records, going to parties, and like not being like, dude, I'm a DJ, like this is dope. I just was like, this is fun. I like this a lot, you know, this is cool. And then joined the military for 4 years. And then once I got out of the military, then I saw like, oh man, I'm older, and hey, I could do this as a job. I can make money off this while still being creative and love what I'm doing. So I'd have to say, you know, my neighbors having those garage parties, and just that little curiosity of me being like, what's going on over there, you know? I was from the Bay Area and joined the military, 4 years in Japan, came back, and they do this thing where it's like processing you out, and they do it in San Diego and make sure all your paperwork's done correctly, all your medical, stuff like that. And so you have like 2 or 3 weeks in San Diego just to hang out. So of course, you know, I'm like, all right, San Diego, let's go check it out, go out, nightlife. Spent most of my time in Pacific Beach. I mean, come on, you know, I was young, so I just literally 3 weeks turned into 3 months, 3 months turned into like a year, 2 years, and then I was like, okay, I think I'm just gonna stay, you know? I think I did like a year of like being a waiter, and then the whole DJ thing just started like coming in, and then, you know, those house parties started turning to clubs, after parties, and then you start seeing it, and I'm like, oh man, this is cool. Good set of DJs, nice people. There's always new people coming through San Diego all the time, so, you know, that I really didn't have a choice. Once you go to San Diego and you just hang out for a while, you're like, why should I leave, you know? Originality, criminality, I worked with my buddy from Houston, Texas, Master Monk, and we did one track that really kind of like boosted my career, my production career. It's called Hit Me, and it's like a twerk hip hop track. And it's cool when you collaborate. It's like two different minds bringing like a lot of different stuff to the table, and work gets done like a lot quicker. So, and that's what you want when you write music. You want that quickness to be like, you're stoked on something, like it would be great if we got this done in 3 days, you know? Because when you're by yourself, sometimes you just sit on it, you're thinking, you're like, oh, this is cool, but can it be better? So you need someone, you know, someone to come at you and be like, hey, that's dope, don't change it, you know? Like, let's move on with this project. So that was the first time I think I ever really collaborated with someone, and we got done with that thing in like a week, and it came out and people loved it. It went up on SoundCloud, it just shot up in the ranks, and it went to all the record pools and stuff, did really well there. So I was excited on that one, and that kind of boosted my production, like, oh wow, this is fun, like let's start, you know, messing around with some other DJs and producers. So, and that's the thing with All Gold too, like me and Cheyenne, that helps out a lot, you know, just having two minds in the studio just to balance it out, so you're not just all up in your head, you know. So basically All Gold is Cheyenne Giles and myself, and I think we're not even like a year old with it yet. It's still brand new, and basically we've done our own DJ kind of thing, and we've been doing it, I think each of us like 7 or 8 years, and we've kind of hit like a couple pinnacles in our career, and we're like, yeah, this is dope, we're having a good time, but what's next, you know? Just like any other artist or any other, you know, company or, you know, corporation, like what's next? What can we do to, you know, further our career and our success? And we just kind of throwing ideas around, and then it came up one day, like let's collab, but make it like a whole different identity. And we came up with an All Gold. Pretty much what All Gold is basically just stuff that us as open format DJs don't do, you know? Not don't do, but like just stuff that we can take to different platforms, you know? We want people to trust us at a festival or a pool party, you know, somewhere other than San Diego, somewhere other than, you know, your local club. And through that, we have to prove through production and writing music, which has been, you know, a great journey so far. It's been awesome. It's made us grown as open format DJs and producers and artists. Are you gonna be the one who's always gonna treat me right? And when we get together. Unprotected, SETS. So it's sets as like a DJ set. Sometimes it's like, you say it and people are just kind of, you see people in the corner like, unprotected sets, wait, what? But yeah, unprotected sets as like a DJ set. Created that like a year ago with some friends from Five Group and my buddy Nathan Tillmans. And basically it started out as a online music streaming kind of deal. And it's turning into right now, in the next couple months, it's gonna focus more on artists and their careers and the music they have to provide, rather than just being online streaming. So it's out there right now, we're working on it, but I would say in the next couple months, look for something new, like, you know, like I said, like artists, what they have to bring to the table, and not just music streaming, like, hey, the new Coachella set. We want to be more intimate with artists and have them, you know, have them come up with profiles, what they're all about, stuff like that. Something for the music industry to see and for people to listen to, both for people that are in their room listening to music and for people that are looking for DJs at their venues or festivals. What can you expect? Maybe some more collaborations with other artists, you know? Maybe some more club stuff, I'm not really sure. I got some stuff lined up right now. I don't really want to talk about it just because, you know, I'm just gonna keep it, I want it to be a big boom when it comes out, you know? Where people are like, oh, this is gonna be good, you know? But more collaborations, a lot more All Gold stuff. That's gonna take up like 80% of my time right now, so you'll probably, if you ever see anything All Gold, that is me, I'm there. So it's me and Cheyenne doing that. A little more traveling. I'll be hitting up the East Coast this summer probably a couple times, as well as doing my West Coast stuff. You know, just new production, new songs, new tunes. Baby, no doubt, give me 100, need you 100%.
Mm.